I'm going to try to jam about 40 years in 5 minutes here, if I could. I'm proud to be able to introduce a guy I've been friends with for about 40 years. He's a husband, a father, a provider, a businessman, as well as a racer. That guy is Vinnie Annarummo. A lot has happened in those 40 years, and I'll be going over his accomplishments, as well as what I might consider his entrepreneur skills. And in speaking of those skills, I had to check with the powers to be here to make sure that nothing I said could get him uninducted. His career has spanned about 40 years. He started as a car owner in a B division at Seekonk in 1969, and he jumped into the driver's seat in 1972. 1 year later, he was the Class B division champion. In 1974, Vinnie joined the modified ranks at Seekonk. He competed in that division through 1978. Now, he didn't just stick around Seekonk. He ventured out to many other New England tracks. In the '79 season, he raced at Stafford Motor Speedway, where he was named Rookie of the Year. Then came 1983, big year. That was the year of the name change. It's no longer Vinnie Annarummo, that nobody could produce, could say that last name. It's now Vinnie Who. A name that has stuck forever. And for some that might not know, that name was given to him by the multi-time modified champion, the late Richie Evans. It all came about during a 100-lap event at Seekonk Speedway. Vinnie was all over the back bumper of Richie, and he kept dogging him for most of that race. And I was there, and I believe if it hadn't been for a lap car in those closing laps, that might have been Vinnie's first win. But as it was, Richie called back to his then crew chief, Billy Nazowitz, over the radio, and asked who this guy was all over his back bumper. Well, Billy, like a lot of announcers, he tried his best, but when he got to Vinnie, he murdered that last name. And that's when Richie hollered back, Vinnie who? And that name's been there ever since. He's a 6-time Seekonk Speedway track champion, 73 as the B Division champion, and only his second year of driving. Then in 1990, 92, 93, 2004, 2005, Pro Stock champion. In 2004, when winning his 5th title, then under the NASCAR banner, he was also honored at Nashville for finishing 7th in regional points. In 2005, when winning his 6th title, again under the NASCAR banner, he was once again honored at Nashville for finishing 6th in regional points. He was Seekonk Speedway's first 5-time Pro Stock champion. Quite an accomplishment for a guy I first met running around that speedway with his purple sneakers. Vinnie's first career modified win came on June 23rd, 2007, during a Seekonk Speedway event, VMRS event. He would go on to win 2 more VRMS events, October 7th, 2007 and June 14th, 2008. In 2008, he also received the prestigious VMRS Bob Pulvereri Award for professionalism on and off the speedway. August 29, 2007 brought about another great achievement when he won the open wheel Wednesday $10,000 to win modified race at Seekonk. Vinnie also made 1 start in the NEMA lights there at Seekonk. His 46 career wins at Seekonk will surely make him go down as one of the more successful drivers to make left turns at the Cement Palace. Adding to his credit, in 2018, he was inducted to the Seekonk Speedway Wall of Fame, an award so truly deserved for all his years racing, supporting, and representing the track he considers home in a highly professional manner. Besides his family and friends, one of his most avid fans was the late First Lady of Seekonk Speedway, Irene Vendetti, one of her favorite drivers, and there are many pictures of her standing in victory lane with him. A lot of Vinnie's success was made possible by a couple of great sponsors through the years, Pondview Construction and Levex Tree Service. Their support over the years was instrumental in making this all possible for Vinnie. I asked Vinnie, we sat down and talked about what his proudest moments in racing were. Not surprising to me at all, it was not about his accomplishments at all. His proudest moments in racing were watching his son Todd win in every division he raced in. He won in the Truck Series, the Pro Stock Series, and a Modified Series, where he also earned his biggest payday, the Open Wheel Wednesday $10,000 win show. Very special, as both father and son have won that major event, making him a very proud father. Now, let's talk about Vinnie the entrepreneur. For some reason, Vinnie always believed race tires were harder than they should be. He always felt that they should be more like a marshmallow than a hockey puck. I like to make the analogy of Vinnie and Tropicana. You see, they both make juices. Tropicana, as we know, makes orange juice for human consumption. Vinnie, as you might know, or some might not know, he makes poo juice for tire consumption. Now, Tropicana's job was pretty easy. They come up with a recipe and they stuck with it. Vinnie, on the other hand, had to constantly keep changing his recipe to avoid detection. Believe me, that guy could make most anything work on tires. My only concern was some nights we sit there, either in Tech Line after the races or in Victory Lane, hoping that those tires wouldn't just kind of melt off the rims, kind of like a Hershey bar or a hot stove or something. Yeah. He's a racer's racer for sure. But in closing, I'd like to say, and I believe I speak for most of the drivers that race with him, no one will run you harder or cleaner than he will. And as I look at our sport today, I think we need more Vinnies. So at this time, I'd like to welcome my friend, teammate, and this year's inductee to the New England Auto Racing Hall of Fame, Vinnie Annarummo.
Well, first of all, I don't know what he was talking about. But I'd like to thank everybody that voted me in. This was definitely a big honor. Wasn't expecting it. I want to congratulate everybody else that got in. My crew worked on my cars all the time, 6 nights a week. You listen to people complain about how come this guy wins all the time, because that guy's in the garage 6 nights a week working on a car. Thank my family, my son, my wife, all the friends that work for nothing, especially Pondview Excavating. Him and Levesque's Tree Service, they treated me really good. They didn't give me millions of dollars, but they gave me enough to go from week to week. And that's all you can ask for. During racing, I probably made a few people mad at me. And that's the way it goes, I guess. But I made a lot of friends, and I hope I got a lot of friends here. And I'm going to make it short, because Eddie took it all up. Thank you.